And when you go into the barber shop, you don't have a lot of time because pretty much as soon as you get in, they start cranking the big double doors closed with the spikes on the inside. Um, of the stone building that surrounds a otherwise typical looking barber shop, and you notice that one of the seats looks like it's just a little off kilter, like it's a little bit bent, and the floor near the bottom of it's a little bit buckled.
And when we walked in, the pole was in.
Oh yeah. The barbershop Clem is standing there and going, "Howdy, what can I do you for?" And
How many chairs are in here? 3 or 4?
there's always four. The one that's buckled is the one closest to the back room. The back room door is currently shut.
Shaving a haircut, please.
Hot towel?
Yes.
Where are you going back to?
Oh, no, I really wanted to shave and a haircut.
He says, "All right, what style of hair would you like, sir?"
Let's just go for the whole Abraham Lincoln.
Right, you have an Abraham Lincoln, including the big beard, the hair, everything.
Excellent.
I nod in approval. Nice beard.
We're going back to Illinois, right?
The land of Lincoln.
There's your card. All right. Howdy, what can I do you for? Says Clem.
Shaving a haircut, mate.
Where are you going back to?
Shermer, St. Louis. A dingo ate your baby.
Them as well?
Yes.
Before we go, I look at Sway to see if there's a hole in his head.
You're peering at him as hot towels are being put onto Rasslin and stuff. You don't see it yet, but a hot towel gets put on his head just before you get a close look. Also, Rasslin, take a card for being the first person able to give the correct password without multiple tries this season. So, yeah. And then multiple tries and then bitching about it because they didn't make it something easy. Like Jeddah. Water. No. Anyway, right. You guys are now in St. Louis. You see a couple of guys coming into the barber shop. They look, you kind of recognize them, and I've seen you around the embassy at some point, and they've got a bunch of bags of shit, and they're like, "Oh, hi."
Hi.
We can wait. They back off. It's 4 of them.
Okay. Is the chair that's bent the same way here?
Not bent at all here.
All right. Get up from the chair and look out the front window.
Everything looks normal and happy in St. Louis. Well, it's as happy as St. Louis gets, which, somebody flips you off as you're looking out the window. You're like,
yep.
Not as bad as New York, where they may hurl things at you or stick a giant rat on you or something, but
All right. We've got some shopping to do. Don't know if we necessarily need to go to Chi-Town, though.
Yeah, the guys stand aside, and one of them opens the door for you.
Yeah, get out of their way. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Certainly. They go over and Rasselin's like, "What can I do for you?" And you're like, "Shave." And he's like, "Where are you going back to?" And he says, "Gothic." He's like, "Them as well?" "Yep." And
so, outside.
And no password, huh?
No.
No, this is the only one that's password set so far.
so far.
And I think just because it was inside the embassy, but if we really wanted to mess with some people,
And that would disrupt your own operation. And possibly many others, which I'm all in favor of.
No, what we have to do is set up like just outside of each Clems. It'll be like a paper machine where you get the newspapers out of. So you have to put a gold coin in to get the next password, and just on an auto cycle.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Wow.
See?
Wow.
It's a good money scam.
Yeah, I think the machine will get fucking ripped out of the ground soon, but other than that, I like it. Oh, if it's full of gold, I'd fucking be like, newspaper machine.
I like the idea of having like a rotating password and some way of having to get access to it.
It's like auto scrolling, like the fobs.
Yeah, you're pretty convinced that if you were to do that, then none of the other PCs would ever be able to use a Clems again because they would constantly be. Okay.
You get to watch this? Are you live streaming? What's going on here?
Better not be.
Trap? It's a trap.
It better not be fucking live streaming or I will fucking lose my shit. I'm going to double check now that you mentioned that. See if I need to lose my shit.
Hang 1 second.
All right, so we'll head out. Let's keep our eyes open, gents, I say to the other two.
Private, thank goodness. No problem. Give me a counter surveillance rolls, please. Swade's currently reminiscing about a pie. Swade, give me a counter surveillance roll, if you please.
All right.
By one. So close, but yet so far.
Hey.
Yeah, this barber shop is definitely under surveillance. You think it's somebody in a building, and they've got like you thought you saw like a glint off of binoculars. It might not be looking at you guys for sure, or there's a pervert there who's like just hanging out with binoculars or something. But they've got like the light window coverings and stuff, so from a distance it looks solid, but if you're closer to it you can see through it type deal.
And this is not the apartment I set up for the Doras to work out of? This is something different?
Yes. Are you heading to where are you heading to, by the way?
We're gonna get a cab, and
Gabby stops, looks at you guys. You've got bags and shit. He's like,
Yeah, we're gonna go. Basically, we're gonna do some shopping. We gotta get some supplies, and
Do we want to go to Chicago, or do we want to do that here?
I'm not licensed to go all the way to Chicago, says the cab driver. If you want to do shopping
take
here,
a train to Chicago, and then do some shopping there. Actually,
we have shopping here,
go
says the cab driver.
Yeah, I've got to actually pay for my stuff there still.
All right, train station?
Yes, sir. $40 later, you guys are at the train station. Whoever wants to mark that off.
All right, I'll mark it off.
He looks disappointed, and as he's pulling away, he goes, "We have shopping here too." He's all put out. Right.
A good cabbie. He's advocating for his community.
$150 later, and you guys pull up eventually from a train to Chicago.
Okay.
That's for all of you.
All right. Get us another cabbie.
All right. The cab driver looks disgruntled and unhappy with his lot in life. Hello, he says. Miscellaneous brown
directions to drive us by the bank. I'm going to pay them for the season. I'm going to pay for my warehouses for the season.
Question is, are you going to just go to the bank, or are you wanting to do multiple stops? Because multiple stops, he'll charge you more, but it'll be cheaper overall to basically rent
he's going to be working for us for the day, kind of thing. We're making multiple stops. We're going to spend the day in Chicago just running errands.
$300
for the day if we're going to do it. Rent a limo.
I like that idea.
Costs less, right? You take the cab to the limo company, rent a limo. Total $250. You now have a fucking big black limousine that you're driving around in. Ralph, take a card for style.
All right.
You guys are all dressed like, and you're driving around a limo with bags of shit like fucking some sort of evil hobgoblins.
All right. We've all been in Chicago. That's how most people ride in limos in Chicago.
Yeah.
Or hobo.
Yeah. You guys definitely look like kind of anti Santa Claus, but with bags or something. So
I figure like whenever I show up in Beacon, I usually have like the old timey businessman suit on.
Okay.
So I figure I'm just wearing like a classic suit.
All right. Yeah. You've gotten so retro that it's now fashionable again. What are you two wearing? Vince and Ralph, where are you guys dressed in?
Basically, it's
got Shermer suit. We went to Big and Tall one time and
got it. And yeah, so you're dressed pretty average. Vince, are you dressed as an evil clown or something?
Nope, just in my suit that looks.
Oh, okay. So you guys are all a bit upscale for the limo company, but they'll take you anyway. All right. You guys
should be wearing jerseys and track pants.
Now, question, is this the bank that you set up under your Chicago Bling Flash ID thing? Jay?
Right. I have like the critical backstop here and all that.
Okay, I was curious because your suit's good, but if I recall correctly, you also had special bling clothes for Chicago. I don't know where you keep those. Where do you keep those? Shows them in the fucking bank vault.
Backpack. Dump it on his backpack.
Oh man, they will definitely be trashed.
Now we had a room here. The only thing I don't recall is what we paid for it.
Oh, so you have residence in Chicago also, or?
Well, when we were here, we were staying long term at a hotel. And having stuff sent to the front desk, and they would just keep it for us because we basically just kind of were using it like an apartment.
Well, if you're wanting to rent something like that for like a season, essentially, how much for? Let's see. In my experience with hotels, which is extensive. Okay, if you were to get a really nice hotel room in Chicago that's full of bling, I'm going to guess between $2,000 and $5,000 a night, something like that. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're like wanting to stay at the top of the line places, I don't think we would be spending that much. Especially when we were there last, we didn't have that much to be spending.
We didn't have that much money.
Okay, what kind of how much per night would you guess? Because I'm working on finding out how much it would cost if you want to just rent a room for the season, so you've always got a hotel room.
Didn't we do like the Ameristays where you get like the little kitchen and the things like that, the extended stay business class? Because that's all the money we had at the time. We spent all of our money on suits.
Right. Well, but how much for something that goes with your business persona? If you're wanting to do like highfalutin business in Chicago and that's your permanent address type deal, what kind of?
I wouldn't say permanent. I mean, we could get something more permanent, but at the time, it was probably the equivalent to like $100 a night kind of place.
That's not great for Chicago. Okay, I would recommend.
I mean, at the time when we did it, that's probably what we could have afforded.
If you give them a bribe, then they'll keep your suits and shit like that for you. But
that's kind of what we did because I wanted to make sure that they would take mail for me because I had been mailing things here, and we set it up to where they would actually like put it in the room for us.
Got it. Well, if you wanted to get a better place, essentially, just so you know how I work it, I charge about 3 months of real life rent, and that pays for the season. That's kind of how I'm doing it.
So what do you think? Should we go, like, we'll go grab our stuff and do something a little bit more permanent, or just get an apartment here? I mean, we just need like a little stash house right now. We don't need anything.
Stash house. I mean,
we don't need to impress anyone yet here. Say again, Ralph?
We only come here once or twice a season.
That's true as well.
Because we haven't been here much, so it doesn't make sense to spend too much money yet.
Wow, so, I didn't know how bling, because the only reason I can think of for wanting a over the top bling place is if somebody ever checks into where is he staying now, type of thing. Because then if it's a bling place, but you're never around, or you could have like, if you want to go lower scale, you could get like an answering service and storage shed. And that would not be expensive. That'd be like for a good answering service that actually uses humans that can speak English, and a good sized walk-in storage shed thing at a secure location. You're probably looking at, call it $1,000 per season for those, and then tell people you're in the Hamptons or some shit.
So for now, what would it be just for, middle of the road hotel, like what we were talking about? Where, it's like an extended stay kind of place.
I think all of those, because they're kind of more down market, are kind of out on the outskirts of Chicago, where it's inconvenient to get into the city, because in the city places cost a lot more.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt us though, Rad. Let's do it. Somewhere on the upper north side. We were looking at land out that way anyways.
Well, that's where Shermer is.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were looking at land just out beyond the metro.
Right. I mean, we could plan for this more for next season if we're going to do that. We need to focus and stay on task.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys have got fucking plans and shit. That's a good deal.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's fine. Extended stay and Shermer kind of thing.
Hold on. I got to convert it from fucking grivnas because it's giving me the price in grivnas for some reason. So let's see. They're looking at, with assuming you're getting per month, so 1,500, 4,500. 4,000, we call it 5,000. You stock it full of like paper towels, toilet paper, all that kind of stuff that you could actually go live there for a while if you wanted to. So call it $5,000 per season for a very reasonable extended stay hotel, decent location, north side Chicago. Yeah, cool. Let me make a note of that so I can try to keep consistent. Summer. Actually, I'll just put it in my miscellaneous notes.
Yeah, so this is the place we would have our Shermer clothes. There's like a couple cop ID badges that I stole from the Chicago PD that's here.
Yay!
If you ever need to break into the police department and get access to something.
As long as they didn't report those fucking IDs stolen by now.
Yeah.
Maybe
they won't work. But
I was going to say, those might be better for other uses and stuff than trying to actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Use.
But yeah, I mean, if we need to flash them real quick, I've got a couple that I swiped.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that. We're gonna go shopping for some miscellaneous stuff. Let's see. Do we have a Shermer price list?
I doubt it. With Shermer, you can just
I remember when we were putting something together, we did kind of like modern day prices, but I know like 1999 or 2000 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just using modern day pricing for that if you've got that price list. I think you've got the price list. Shermer, do I have the price list? That I don't know. I usually just cash for gold, cost of shit. Normal horse, steeplechase horse. That's what I got under my cost of shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you want to kind of list. Kind of just talk about it, just have them throw a dollar amount at us.
Yeah, I've got 2020 prices on the ATAW shopping list. But yeah, I'll just read off the list I got. If you want to do like a quick, here's what it'll cost.
Just use the shopping list prices you got for ATAW shopping list.
Okay, so we got bank. Let's see. Maybe we could speed this up. Let's see. I'll just tell you. Let's see. We're gonna get some bandanas, sunglasses.
Makeup.
Yeah, I want to get a high quality disguise kit, makeup, stuff like that.
Okay.
Lockpicks.
Lockpicks. I'm gonna need somebody to give me a streetwise roll for getting those quickly.
There's a couple things that might require streetwise. So
I'm just gonna have you roll it as we go. Vince can't find anybody to fucking sell anything.
I heard it's at the petting zoo.
Mm-hmm. You spend a day at the petting zoo. Do you want to send Swade out to get some lockpicks? Dispatch your
know where
minions.
you need. I know where we need to go. I also want to get my hand on some chloroform. Let's see.
Batteries.
Like blackjacks, first aid, medical kit kind of thing, protein bars, water, batteries, a couple more flashlights, camping gear.
Well, camping gear, that could be... Are you talking like serious camping gear, like as modern as they make here camping gear type deal?
I was thinking like a few sleeping bags and a tent kind of thing.
Okay.
At least.
Got it.
Just real basic stuff if we needed to bug out and sleep in the woods kind of thing.
Okay.
I also want to get some blackjacks, like a little club that does like the what do you call it, like stun damage versus
real
damage.
All of them do. I mean, in real life, it matters if you have a blackjack or an extendo club. Extendo clubs in the game system give you a nice D6 bash to somebody's head.
But if I understand you correctly, you're basically saying, as far as the game goes, they do the same thing, like a blackjack
or pistol whip, or a chair does more damage, but you know. I mean, the world is full of clubs, literally. You may still kill somebody if you hit them too hard with a club, but you know.
Okay. But like my idea is, if we want to subdue someone, like the Joker, for example, if we wanted to subdue his ass but not cave his head in,
clubs, half and half,
keep him subdued. That's what I'm going for with like the chloroform and the blackjacks kind of thing.
If the blackjacks probably work. Yeah, you don't know if he's anything like the PCs. Getting anybody with any kind of poisons like chloroform and stuff takes many rounds, because in real life it's like 20, 30 seconds or whatever. In combat rounds, that's 4 or 5 rounds of trying to keep your fucking hand clamped over and with chloroform on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's a long time in combat rounds.
I'm thinking blackjacks to get him out, and once he's unconscious.
Well, yes. However, there's a reason why they have anesthesiologists, because in real life people die all the time from being kept, knocked out and shit. So they have to have professionals for it. So to keep somebody out, you then would be using a combination of, in this case, chemistry and medicine to keep them at the right amount of not having a heart attack, for example, or brain shutdown or something.
Gotcha. So with my streetwise roll, am I able to procure it?
You get all that
have
shit.
It?
Yeah,
sure. Maybe we won't use it, but because I don't think any of us are doctors. I don't think I was last I checked. So, but yeah, that's kind of we're basically just gearing up with that kind of stuff I listed off. So most of this is actually pretty cheap stuff.
Sure. The makeup kit's your most expensive thing. A big professional grade makeup kit. It's going to be like a big fucking box. maybe even a couple boxes of stuff. Because when you say professional grade, it's like I want to completely alter my appearance in different ways and hair dyes and makeup. And I was charging like $5,000 for that, and then about $1.5 grand for all the other shit, plus the taxis everywhere to go get it and stuff. So total $6,500, including multiple taxis and all that kind of shit. Gotcha. Plus bribes and shit. Yeah, but your only real big expenditure is the makeup kit. But yeah, you buy all that shit if you have the money.
Yeah, I brought almost $40,000 with us.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're the only one that actually has money and knows how to use it, as opposed to,
I open up my pockets as they're empty.
Yeah, you see a fucking moth escape.
Didn't I give you a couple grand last time? Here, let me give you another $1,000. Don't you spend that all in one place now.
Cut to the prostitutes. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah, he says.
I got cocaine all over his face.
He's got the money make it rain machine. Oh yeah, because that's how you blow through your money there, Vince. Get a good cocaine habit going.
Oh my goodness. All right, so part of this cash I'm going to deposit in the bank here too. Is I only had a
question. What does this money work in, like, what zones? Is it like
we're like modern day US right here. So this is like we're on regular Earth. This only works here in America.
And this is like Gothic, right? Or
no, this is the equivalent of modern day Earth that we're in right now. This is like the year 2000.
Yeah.
Because I have a list of places that I'm trying to familiarize with myself, but
although this place has got a lot of different stuff than our Earth. For example, they never had a 9/11 here. Their history
so there's some alternate things.
Yeah, plus the money looks a little different because they've got a picture of some guy named John Hughes on the money rather than like George Washington, for example. Yeah, nobody knows why. Everybody just accepts it.
So, what's our exact location? Is this like Shermer or?
Yeah, this is called Shermer. We're in the city of Chicago. Shermer itself is basically a suburb of Chicago that is now called Northbrook, but we call this zone Shermer, but it's basically modern day Chicago. All right, yeah. So basically, we spend the day going around, getting our shit, spreading some money around, putting some money in the bank, blah blah blah. So we're good there.
No problem. Yeah, you've got all that shit taken care of. The people were super friendly to at the place where you blew $5,000. The costume supply shop and stuff. Because you're like, no, I want to perfect. Because they try to offer you like shit supplies and stuff, and then you're like, no, show me the professional gear, and they're like, right this way.
Come back anytime.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff that you can buy here, but yeah. I can see you guys have a plan. You're keeping on task. So that is all accomplished. Money is now in the bank. Unlike everybody else, you've got, your bank also offers you to send you credit cards and stuff so you can spend your money without coming to the bank to get it.
Okay.
So make a note that you'll have those next time you arrive in this zone.
Hey, just to clarify, the equipment on the character sheet that's going to be going away, is that the gear fixed or the equipment tab?
I think the equipment tab, but you might want to reread Freddie's post thing on it. I think the fixed one is the new one, but I'm not sure. He's got it on the pro boards.
Yeah, I've been slowly moving things over. I just want to make sure the stuff I'm putting in today goes in the right spot. Yeah, I think it's the equipment tab.
Yeah, I would definitely make sure to, if you've got any skills in the red stuff. What happened to your dad, Vince?
I think he got called up by my mom.
There is no preventing this then. Very well. If he was playing with his tarantulas, I'd have to have a talk with him. But yes, never cross the lady of the house is a rule that I have lived by, and it has been easier since I have done that.
Now, every time I go on the boards, I get a little lost. Is there a page with like all the places? Or
how do you mean?
You talking about on the forum?
Yeah, on the forum.
Not really.
They're not that well organized. Although there is a what's it called?
A wiki.
A wiki, but it doesn't. It's not being updated right now because nobody was really using it much.
Gotcha.
But there is some information on it if you want to see it. I'll toss a link in real quick.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Sure. There you go. Yeah. Unfortunately, one of the things you'll discover about most PCs is their organizational skills are not always super.
All right, so we got what we need in Chicago. We can either...
Brad, did we want to stop at like Salvation Army so we can just get a couple of toss-away clothes?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
$100. You guys each have 2 extra sets of clothing from Salvation Army. So 6 sets of clothing, $100 can't be beat.
Yeah, I remembered one other thing that I wanted to get. What were you going to say, Ralph?
Oh, I know one thing I could definitely get in Chicago is a sombrero. I know they're all the rage in Gothic, but I want to get my own unique one that did not rain from the sky.
No problem. I'm sure that you find a lovely Mexican store and go in there. Do you speak Spanish, by the way? Because they make a point of greeting people in Spanish, especially...
I found my little green card. I hand them some money, and I walk out with my sombrero.
Everybody speaks Spanish. See.
Not, oh yeah, I should. I just speak slower and louder. I want a sombrero.
No problem. They're convinced you guys are super white.
Burrito the fifth.
They're convinced you guys are super white. All right.
They're not wrong.
Act.
They're real, I tell you. They're real. Can I attempt to learn what he's saying?
He's not saying anything right now. He's just making weird noises and shit because he's failed his role. If he'd succeeded, you could try to understand.
Yeah, let's try that. No, definitely don't speak Spanish.
Apparently not. No. Wow, your learn is not great.
Actually, no, we have some learn.
So, right, you've got a new lovely sombrero.
There's one other thing I want to get. We're going to go someplace. I want to get 3 kind of like smoking jackets or like evening robes, all made out, like real nice ones made of silk, kind of gray and black. Get one for each of us. So they're all going to be kind of matching, real nice robe, smoking jacket. Fold them up nice. And
now, is it smoking jacket or a robe? Do you want like some kimonos?
Like something that's more suitable, like what you would wear at night and right before you go to bed, kind of thing. That you would. I mean, I guess it could be either. The nice evening formal wear.
Like a suit or
no, not formal.
Give me a picture of what you want.
Yeah, I'm going for like robe / smoking jacket, something that you would wear at home that's real nice. That
well, smoking jacket's just a jacket. A robe goes further down, like all the way down.
Let's go more for like the robe.
So like silk kimonos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
But not an actual kimono, just a nice silk robe, something that an upscale person will wear. I don't want to go over there looking like some Japanese geisha.
Right. Are you sure you wouldn't like to dress like geishas? You do have a full fucking disguise kit.
We do have the disguise kit now.
You guys might be able to become fucking geisha if you want to. So I don't know what this is for. So if you're going for super nice silk, very manly, not geisha-like, you can pick that up for Like, do you want hand stitching in it and stuff? Are you going to impress somebody with this?
Oh yeah. I want someone to look at it and go, "Oh, that's nice."
Total of $4,500. You get 3 of them matching.
Yes.
Gray and black, you said?
Yes.
Done.
Okay, let me mark this.
And if you want to get the matching pajamas, the silk pajamas, we could save money. I'll wear the tops. Vince could wear the bottoms. You could just buy one set.
Card. Oh, it's getting weirder. All right, yeah.
I don't know where he's going with this.
I have no idea. As far as I know, you guys are
I
good.
think I know where he's going with this. I think I know.
All right, so let's see. We've got our stuff. Should we try trumping to Gothic next, or do we want to go back to St. Louis to take the cleanse? Let me mark this off here.
Let's take the cleanse.
Right. $150 bus tickets for the 3 of you, and you actually $200. They charge you extra because of all your fucking luggage, and you guys are back in St. Louis. You roll up. You're going to need to go get a room for the night. Clem's is closed. You see how they're just, and mark off another $100. You go find an inexpensive room somewhere and make them sleep on the floor. Next morning, you guys head over to Clem's.
What does Clem's do when they're closed?
There's just nobody in there. Nobody is in there.
Yeah, he just like walks into the back.
Hey, Rad. I thought the maintenance men repaired Clem's at night when they're closed. Don't they every so often? I was wondering about that busted chair.
Right. Usually what happens is kind of regenerates. I don't know anything about maintenance men.
That's what I was talking about without using the word regenerate.
Okay. So what's your point?
Where
are you going with it?
I was surprised the other one was still broken. Like a giant bulge or something sat in it, or an octopus, a cephalopod perhaps took it.
That is odd.
Do either one of you guys have any magic spells for a card? Do you want like a willpower or reroll thing for spells?
Sorry, what are you asking?
Do you have garbage, and do you have a magic spell?
Yes, I do have garbage, and I can use magic.
All right, there you go. Take that and throw away some garbage.
All right. Go away. So what is this? Just get a check?
I don't know. Read it.
I can't.
This is what you get for raising an illiterate son. You can't. You never learn to read.
Illiterate. How do you spell illiterate?
It's kind of a cruel joke. They made it hard to spell.
I tried to make him bilingual, and I only raised him reading Braille. But
But yeah, I know sign language. So.
Cool. Yes, I used to know ASL.
All right, so we'll use Clem's. We're gonna, unless you got any other questions about that chair.
Well, we were at the night at the hotel, just in case it was something to watch for. Let's make sure we sit in the first 3 seats, not the last one, in case it's a reoccurring problem.
Easy.
Yeah, so we'll make a note to not use that chair closest to the door.
You guys usually don't, because it's furthest from the way in, and I figure the PCs always just fill up the first 3. So,
okay, thank you for assuming something for the positive for us.
It's rare. Don't get used to it.
Out of that clothes we bought, the garbage clothes, I know we're going to Gothic. I want to make sure I have the spur on my lap when we go to Clem's.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, you sound choppy.
This system we're using keeps trying to adjust my microphone.
Vince is coming. Young guys are coming to help the old guys.
No.
No, he's giving up. Never mind.
No, this Jitsi keeps giving me a pop-up that it's trying to adjust my microphone.
Yes, I have no idea. maybe there's something in your settings on Jitsi. I do not know. I don't know how any of this stuff works.
I'll poke around here, but let me turn. I want to make sure I just have my sombrero ready to go on my lap when we get to Gothic. That's all. I'm just stating that now.
Cool.
All right. I'm good to go, Rad, whenever you are.
All right.
So how are you guys dressed going to Gothic?
Well,
hobo-y kind of clothes that we bought at the non-clothing.
Fit right in?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are all definitely dressed down. Just shows the guy watching as you guys lug all these boxes and shit out of the hotel. He's like,
they're up to something.
Yeah, you guys definitely look like you're moving with a sense of purpose, and that always concerns the hotel guys. Not as much as when they walked into a hotel and Yana announced that they were here to build a bomb. Not lying. Didn't go over well. Had to leave suddenly.
Sorry, you're going to have to go.
Oh, yeah. They end up trumping away to escape.
So, hot towel and a shave, going to Gothic.
No problem. You guys get to Gothic. There's no password required, of course. And you end up in Gothic. Hot towel's being taken off of your face when suddenly Suede, with his sombrero, says... Sorry, I thought there was something special coming.
There is. So, I'm going to try something, and since nobody recognized me in Illinois as Abe Lincoln, I would like a shave and a haircut, Colonel Dosecki.
He doesn't recognize that hairstyle, but you know what it looks like, so you get thinning top hair and a bushy beard.
Perfect. Sombrero.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so what we want to do, how does it look out in the street right now?
Much calmed down. It appears that, for once, NPCs have been doing things competently. This concerns you. Yes.
Should be with all the gold we forked over for it.
Yes, wow. That's, sometimes things just work out. Let me find my stuff because I was working on it earlier, and so there we go. I have not hidden it for myself. Let me see. It looks like people are going about their normal business. People don't look super well fed, but they're not fucking rioting for food either. There's heavy guard presence around, and they're keeping a wary eye on people. But yeah, other than that, I wouldn't say it's back to normal, but it looks like it's on the upswing.
Okay. What I'd like to do first is get a carriage, because there's still horse-drawn hansom cabs or carriages.
You'll need 2 hansom cabs because of all your shit. And
actually, we're going to get 3 hansom cabs.
Where to? Says the guy. He signals for the R2 guys to follow him.
Okay, and we'll load our gear up. Also, let's get, I'd like to get a few bodyguards. So I'm wondering, from my past dealings in the Waddle, because we, with the Doras coming in and out, some of the Doras function in bodyguard roles. Is that right, if I remember correctly?
Sometimes, although last time you just hired bodyguards from Thorington's bodyguard service, I believe.
Right. Last time we got Thorington bodyguards. what about like some of the guards that are at the Wattle? Are all those like local background folk bodyguards, or any of those Dora? I was trying to remember. I thought it might have been a combination.
A lot of the last time you were here, you're not sure what's going on now, but last time you were here, it appeared that the most of the guards were exterior guards were actual soldiers.
Right.
And then the interior guys with the crossbows and such that were ready to shoot people if they burst in unexpectedly, those guys were Doras.
Okay. I'm just trying to think. Because we don't necessarily want to set off background folks and summon MIB if we're going to talk about certain things or... But I don't necessarily want to go to the Golden Wattle just yet either. So I want to hire, let's get some Thorrington bodyguards.
No problem. The Thorrington bodyguards, right, you guys, are you getting the handsome cabs for the day or for the ride over to Thorrington's?
No, we're going to like get them for the day or maybe even the week.
The week?
Yeah, or as long as we're here.
Okay.
So let's start by the day.
Well, I was going to say, you can get 3 handsome cabs for a week, because the week is cheaper, and they're happy to get the fucking work. Unless you want...
actually get not just the handsome, because the handsome cabs hold 2 people inside. Are there also like actual carriages?
Yeah, you could get something that's closer to what the hell is that wagon called that they ride around people in?
Carriage?
Could be. No, there's another name for it.
Stagecoach type thing?
Stagecoach, right.
Stagecoach?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind. Something that could hold like 4 people inside or...
Yes, easily. With your packages usually going on top. Okay, so you want 3 carriages?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna have like a little...
Okay.
So bodyguards will be...
How many bodyguards?
Let's, what do you think? Maybe 4 bodyguards, 6 bodyguards?
No, 6. Two per carriage. One can always stay with the carriage. One can come with us with each of the carriages. So 1 guard for each carriage. You know, they could rotate, you know, whoever's got a piss. And then we always have 1 with us. All
right. So 6 bodyguards.
Let's see. 300, 600. Okay. Anything else?
You want to just pay for those for the week, and we could just leave it at that?
Yep. And so one of the things, we'll get the bodyguards. We're also going to stop by the bank so I can convert some gold to silver or money changer or whoever.
No worries. For the 3 carriages, drivers, 6 bodyguards, 1 week. Unless you're wanting to try to bargain down, they're going to try for 800 gold. Or sorry, 800 silvers.
Okay, that's more like it.
Woo! Silvers.
Buy a goddamn carriage company for that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
800 silver divided by 70. Let's see, so about 11 and a half gold. Okay, there you go.
You guys are
paid in advance with a little extra left over.
They look really impressed and motivated as fuck to work. They really thought you were going to just bargain the shit out of them.
Here's... I'm gonna give Vince and Suede 20 silver each. We got some more in the bag. Just let me know.
Will do.
The bodyguards have they're rocking Not allowed to have crossbows in the city, but they've got.
Because we bought a bunch of those snap out batons that we were talking about. So
great.
Since they're cheap, I figure I'm going to give them just little. But first, before I do that, is this a type of thing that I have seen around Gothic before? Do I get the feeling that this is the kind of thing that
You've
might
not seen them
puzzle
Gothic.
them?
You don't know. Risky.
So, yeah, exactly.
They've got essentially short swords and small shields.
I asked when I get the guards, I'll request. Can you also have them have little clubs,
yes,
non-lethal weapons, just in case?
They are delighted to do so.
And whatever appropriate restraints, if we need to deal with any buggers and restrain them. After all, I've caught the Joker once before. Might need to do it again.
They bring along manacles. Each of them has a set of manacles.
Perfect.
Put that there. I have them handy just in case.
They hang them on their belts.
Or they can just have them on the whatever. So they got them.
Yep.
Okay, so we got that. We got the guards. We got the thing. We're gonna go to Bedford and Wise. That's our attorney.
Okay.
Our attorneys.
They're happy to see you, although they do look at your clothes like, oh no, he's fallen on hard times. No.
Chink. Well, I would say
yes, very wise not to spend money.
What we got to do here, I'm probably on the way over, because now the next couple stops we're going to be handling some official business. We could probably
wear your robes with a sombrero or something.
No.
A lot of people wear sombreros around here.
Anyway, so yeah, I owe the attorneys the final 8 gold, because it was 8 up front, 8 halfway, which I've already paid them. Now I've got their final 8 gold. This was for them putting together the orphanage and doing all that stuff for us.
Yes, they now you've already paid the orphanage money for the orphanage itself, or you've gotten this is for all the papers for it.
This is for them making it official. This is not for the actual real estate.
Got it. No problem. They accept your money.
The total of 24 gold. This is the final payment.
Yes. They've gotten. They give you a huge sheet with lots of wax seals and shit. It comes in its own case because you don't want to bend it because then the wax will break and shit. But it's got all these signatures, wax seals and stuff. Give me a bureaucracy roll as you look at this.
Fancy.
Yeah, super fancy. The lawyer nods at you in a very condescending way, like, that's right, it's fancy.
Anybody want to support on this? Anybody that understand? Wasn't sure if Jack knew any contract law, anything like that. But yep. I nod knowingly.
Yeah, it yes, it's just what you wanted. Everything looks like it's wrapped up tight. Yeah.
All right. You've done very well. The attorney I was dealing with before, are you Bedford or are you Wise?
I'm Wise. He's Bedford. They both nod at you.
You've done a very good job here. I've got one other thing I need you to put together. I need you to form me a shell company.
Certainly.
Get the articles of incorporation underway. We're going to call it Rittenhouse Company.
A very auspicious name, sir.
And you have old Jack Swade here and Vincent Vega are also going to be officers in the company.
Can do. What will the purpose of the company be?
Not sure yet. It's
shipping and receiving?
It's going to be Not sure just yet, but I definitely want to get the articles of incorporation underway.
We're going to need for in this city, we need a vague purpose of the building or the business. You are, of course, allowed to become a conglomeration and whatnot, but we need some sort of purpose. Shipping and receiving,
we can't just have it be a general holding company of sorts.
They like it. It goes through much easier if it's got at least a stated purpose.
Goes through much easier. Let me ask you, can we always change that later if we decide to go in a different direction?
Of course, another visit to us, and of course your payments are extremely generous, and so we could, of course, or create other companies which are attached in subsidiaries to it, of course.
Let's call this... shipping and receiving, food supply, something along that.
Shipping and receiving of food, says Wise. Bedford's like, or food shipping and receiving.
Or if shipping and receiving is specific enough, let's just go with that for now. We can always change that later.
They only charge you 3 gold, and they get you. They tell you it will be done next time you stop by. Possibly even before then. Yes, and make a note that those two are both officers in the thing. You are the president, elect for life. So,
I'll throw in a couple extra gold. Let's make sure we do the expedited route.
Certainly, we can have it done tomorrow if you want.
Good man.
Yeah, for a couple of gold extra, considering how tight money is for everybody. Yeah, they'll use that. They'll use half of that in bribes, and the other half for making them hustle. You bet. Yeah, 5 gold will fucking get that right away. Tomorrow morning we'll have it ready for you.
Good man.
Men.
All right. That concludes our business.
They
shake hands and
they even opened the door for you as you were like. Despite how you were dressed, you are now. Oh wait, you changed, didn't you? Or no? Are you still dressed as like evil hobo?
Like changing the carriage, for a couple things. Part of we wanted to come out of the Clems looking like that. That's for sure.
It fit in.
So I think Suede and Vincent might still be in the street clothes.
Oh yeah,
that's fine.
But so we work our way back to the carriages.
Changing in a horse-drawn carriage is all kinds of hilarious.
Better than a hansom cab, though.
True. Yeah, hansom cab, you're looking at some contortions rolls. So.
All right. Come out and look at our motorcade ominously before we get in.
No problem. The mercenaries are scanning around, looking for shit. Why don't you guys all give me a spot hidden at half?
Old Jack, you got that thing ready just in case the thing with the people happen again?
I got it by quarter.
Got it. Wrestling Rat is too important to look around. No problem.
Oh, you look fantastic.
You notice, Vince, something very troubling. There doesn't seem to be anybody paying undue attention to you. Although some people are like, "Oh, look at all the carriages and shit," But nobody's like ominously looking at you guys or anything like that. Which you find troubling, as usually there is.
Yeah, when we're not being stalked, that's when we're worried.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I tell Suede and Rad.
Nobody's trying to kill us, and they both look panicked. Oh, why not?
It's worse than I thought.
Right here.
Logan, I've got a couple questions for you here. So the last few times I've been here, I know that buildings are going up for sale. People are leaving. People have been starving to death. About what percentage of the city do I think is unoccupied? In other words,
you'd need a good day or two just wandering around checking shit out. You've only seen a really microscopic amount of the city thus far.
I start checking it out.
Are you going to depart the caravans and begin your wandering?
Yeah, I give. Oh no, I don't think he's good. I think he's saying that he's keeping his eyes open on that.
As we travel.